So we got Frozone getting jumped in the Kerbals too. But you know, Frozone the coldest nigga out. That nigga really could just hit you with that.
Looks up and sees a gigantic drill coming through the wall. And this villain thought he was the main character. Came out the drill and started blowing everything up, causing the bank to drop underground. Walks to the bank vault and he knew his life was about to change forever. He's 4'5" and he's built like this. He needs all this money to attract top tier women. Heard he tried to DM Cindy Sweeney and got blocked. So he was quick to grab the cash and started to clear house. Just for Mr. Incredible to walk up behind him.
The bag and finally hitting the tumbler.
Time for that to get sucked up to the vacuum.
I ain't even gonna lie, for your name to be Mr. Incredible and get dead like that, that's just like, you gotta change your name to Mr.
Gets back to work. This money is tax free. Makes his way back to the drill and gets it moving. But
Mr. Unpredictable
banging at the door and wait for it to open to spawn in and knock him down. Catch this right, gave his chin a nice massage.
Damn, nigga, fight back. There you go.
If I was the underminer, I would have stayed on the ground and started acting like Hassan was fighting Hashirama. Getting completely obliterated, but going around telling people I put up a good fight. They don't need to know the details for real. Catching his right, then his left, and getting tossed into the controls, which has the drill malfunctioning. And the underminer hopped into the pod with the cash and made his escape. But Mr. Incredible has to try and stop this drill, breaking the switch, and the drill ends up going towards the city. So that said, everyone stay back! You two ugly son! And got the sprinted. The drill ends up hitting the train tracks and Frozone put up to help. It's a light Tuesday for him. Taking care of the train, stopping its momentum, Elastigirl tells Mr. Incredible to get to work. And he gets down to try and push the drill away from the building. To then run in front of its wheels and he
then falling right under this shit. I'm saying, Mr. Unpredictable, like nigga, stop this. You supposed to be wrong as shit.
Cause more damage to the city, but don't worry. Even though you will have to pay more taxes to fix this, at least there's no casualties. Mr. Incredible finally gives up.
Then you gotta really look at yourself like, you got all the people that live in the city that got superheroes and they know that they fight there. Why is you still living there? Cause like on a regular ass day, you could have just got your car, cool little Lambo, Ferrari, McLaren, and you got niggas over there destroying your car, using that shit as a weapon. Now you ain't got shit. And you just gotta sit there and be sad, because it's not like the city gonna pay you back for your car. You just gotta sit there and be like, damn, my car, or shit, my crib, like that shit just blown up.
Sees the street pole and decides to try and use it to jam up the drill and stop it. But it gets crushed. Dash was getting tired of seeing his dad be useless and passed him the rock. Hold your child, grown man. And Bob is like, no! I ain't want him in the first place. Passing him to Violet. Daydream blasting plays with a baby. This is crazy work. Bob gets inside the drill and sees Elastigirl trying to detach the boiler and gets the help in her. While Frozone is out front making an ice ramp to slow down the drill, they break the boiler and Violet had to use her force field to save the family from the explosion. And when the police came, Frozone said, oh no.
We about you. That nigga got his black tendencies. That nigga said, we not staying for the bullshit.
The police can't be that bad. First my parlay doesn't hit, and now this? It wasn't our fault. Well, did you catch the underminer? No. Did you start working out at least? No. So you're just useless.
So y'all mad at the nigga for... That's what I don't understand. How the fuck you mad at the superhero for doing his job and stopping the... This shit like the nigga didn't start this.
Can I go on dates?
And if the nigga stopped working...
Talk about this.
And trying to help save the city...
Well, you know... Tell her the truth.
This shit
she never gonna
crime
leave this house.
Go up.
Just tell her, old man. What? My bad. I be on TikTok. I don't see the problem with it. I'm about to stare her down. I don't care if she's 25 years old. Her curfew is at 1 p.m. And she better have Life 360 on at all times. Lucius comes by to check up on them, dapped up his twin, and started talking about a job offer for all of them as superheroes. They'll pull up to meet to hear about the offer and meet Winston and his sister Evelyn, who tells them the story of how their father got Swiss cheese. Stood no chance. And said they want to run this project with Elastigirl as the main focus. And chuck them his house keys. Can't work with broke niggas living in a motel with fleas. Move them into a mansion with an amazing
that shit tough.
Elastigirl puts on her new suit, hops on the bike, and goes for a ride. Jumps onto the highway and starts cutting up, hitting wheelies too. Gets to the airport and goes into the private jet. She's about to take out some bad guys. Sits in a dark alleyway, waiting for someone to slip up. All units, code 2417. I'm just saying random numbers, I ain't gonna lie. And she presses the gas. And in the meantime, Bob is getting pissed that they started adding symbol to math. What you mean this is math, but I'm seeing more letters than numbers? I don't understand any of this. I may as well learn Chinese. Elastigirl is at the ceremony waiting for something to happen and sees a train heading full force in the wrong direction. Why you
don't fuck with exit?
In reverse and
you don't fuck with exit?
He chases it down, swerving through traffic, cuts through some lanes, jumping through a pipe and smashing through a building window. She's doing all this building hopping too just to go after the train. Shit. I would have told him to call up the Avengers once the gas tank hit E. Let alone doing all this extra parkour. But she finally makes it onto the train, having to split the bike in two to not get smacked in the forehead by the underpass. And she's riding next to the train, seeing that the opening out of the tunnel is about to close. Had to speed up, gets in front of the train, and hits the brakes to parachute back on top. And when she saw that they
So
really
you did
had to
all
go through
that just to
another
hop back
tunnel,
on top of the shit like you went just on top of the fucking
didn't you bother
train.
parking it first to make sure it's safe? But she goes towards the person driving the train and realizes that this man is clearly going through some dark times. I'm seeing Elastigirl knocking on my windshield. I'm going to start cheesing.
Why you on a nigga
Hoping
dick?
I got a haircut that day too, so she sees me at my best. But she decides to go and disconnect the train cars and turns into a parachute to slow down the second car, managing to just stop it from falling over the edge. But she didn't understand it.
I do know it.
The trajectory. The other part of the
I
train
understand
hits
it
the back,
now.
and luckily it doesn't cause any more problems. She
Do
wakes
you
up the
understand
conductor
it now?
and looks at the screen to see some weirdo calling themselves the screen slaver, thinking this is some type of game. Bob sees Violet, who just got stood up from a date, so he knocks on her door like, "Oh honey, I'm sorry." Whole time he set this shit up from the start. Told his boys the white little bro's memory. Violet ain't gonna get a relationship
Damn,
anytime soon.
They
She better
destroyed
boot up her
nigga
computer
memory
and get back to
because he
playing
know that
Roblox.
they the
But he gets
the
back and trying to
heroes.
put Jack Jack to sleep, but knocks out first while Jack Jack is getting drunk off that good stuff, drowning in milk. Call him an NBA player. He about to be in court by tomorrow. He's watching a robber on TV, but then he hears a bang. Looks to his right and sees a suspect. Said, "Oh yeah, they both chopped. They gotta be related." Caught up over there, and the raccoon was talking spicy, talking about some, "You lucky this glass holding me back. I would've boomed you." So Jack Jack said, "I bet what you gonna do now?"
Shit, we
football?"
heard.
Marched
The
over there
nigga
and
full
back his
court
chicken, threw it back
pressing.
into the garbage can and started flexing, using his powers to put the lid back on. The raccoon a little slow though, so it took him a minute to process what was going on, and when he realized, it turned back around and got smacked. Looked at the
Bitch,
imaginary camera and said, "Oh,
yeah.
nah," and tackled him, got his tail bit, and started tap dancing on its chin. And
Okay.
Bob is just making earthquake with
That nigga
every
Jack Jack
snore.
really
He's
got
out cold.
hands for it.
They roll down the stairs
In the
towards the edge of
feet.
the pool, and Jack Jack gave it a two-piece, manages
Bitch.
to grab it, tosses
Come
it,
here.
and then was like, "Wait! I'm still on one knee!" But it didn't matter, the skill gap was too much. Kicked it in his chin
Bitch,
and sent
bitch.
it to sit down on the chair, having it tangled up. And when it wakes back up, it can't believe its eyes. Apparently, they've got the raccoon fighting Johnny Storm, just throwing the chairs to the side. Got that Hall of Fame intimidator. The raccoon
Nah,
is just trying to
nigga,
go
hell
home
nah,
to
you
tell
got
the
a
kids
baby
he
that
caught
turned
literal
fire
baby
too?
on fire. Gets a burning
That nigga
table thrown
can
to its
lift
head.
shit with
But
his
when Jack Jack
mind?
lifts up the table, bro, it's gone. Yo, little nigga, over here. Flipping over the grill, using the smoke to put out Jack Jack's flames, and now it squares up. It's not gonna let a baby with a toothpick on its head intimidate it. But then Jack Jack starts shooting lasers out his eyes.
Bro, this nigga got
Give the child
lasers
every
too?
power in the book. But the raccoon manages to get the high ground, holding on for dear life. Dodges to the left, then to the right, and Jack Jack had an idea. Aim towards the umbrella pole and cut it down, trapping the raccoon. And when he finally gets out, Jack Jack turns into some glossy substance. Bro, the raccoon needs to catch the hint. It was only a piece of chicken. There's more trash down the street in New
How
York
many
City.
pounds
Just
this little
go over
nigga
there,
got?
bro, please. But Bob hears all the noise outside and wakes up to see his son getting this wild animal absolutely work. Had to try and stop him. "You lucky your dad here to save you." Jack Jack heard that and decided it was time to jump it. Split up into 5 and said, "Come here, little bro." But the raccoon still manages to get away, and Bob had to deal with Jack Jack. Elastigirl goes to do an interview on live TV, and the interviewer starts tweaking. Turns out he's getting mind controlled. Elastigirl realizes this and slaps this man. He gonna wake up today, but she don't got time for
Damn,
this.
you slapped the
Runs
shit
to
out that
hallway,
nigga like
takes
that's
up
gonna
a
wake
chair
him
and
up.
breaks the glass.
Like, you could've
And when
just
she looks up
talked
into the
to him.
sky,
Could've
she
said,
decides to
"Hey,
make her
you
way to the
good?
rooftop.
Why you
Slingshotting
resort to
herself in the air
violence?"
to grab onto a helicopter and breaks in, trying to explain the situation to the pilots. But the pilot of the helicopter next to them heard that his wife was making cornbread and mac and cheese in an air fryer and decided he wasn't going home tonight. Trying to crash his helicopter into them, and they try and chase after the other helicopter. She jumps onto it, but almost gets shot, and the ambassador hit that Michael Jackson. Told a security guard to put down his gun. She breaks in, runs towards the door, grabs his gun, and shoots the handle to open it, and destroys all the screens to wake up the pilots. And she takes control of the heli. Niggas play fight simulator,
Damn,
and all of
okay,
a
she
sudden
really,
they could do
she
a better
really
job than
tough
the
for it.
pilots.
It's like some
Can you all
GTA
swim?
shit.
No! Yes! So she kicks them off. They gonna learn today. Another helicopter bumps into them, so they have to scurry out of there before the helicopter crashes down. Winston introduced Elastigirl to some more superheroes that were in hiding, and they laugh about how us regular folks can't shoot spiderwebs out of our ass. Elastigirl gets back to work and finds where the screen slaver is, while interrupting the newest broadcast. She pins the location and starts smiling beyond that.
Caught
Gets to the
your
building
ass.
and slips through the window
Full
and tiptoes
court.
to the door, slips her hand underneath and opens it up, and peeks around the corner. Gotta be safe out here. And while she's looking for answers, he just locks the door of the trap with him in it. Had her bamboozled. These are people who need glasses be waking up in the morning. Slapped her to the table, getting punched in his chest, pushed off the screen, and got his brain shook. And he zapped her.
How
leg
did you
too.
find with
So
your
now
eyes
she's looking like
closed?
a noodle. Kicks him away, misses, and gets told to get down from him. Had her asleep. And he clamps her down, zaps her not once, but twice. Takes away
I
his
felt
weapon,
that shit.
and twisted his neck, broke her ticket anymore, tried to hit her chest. Nah, where you off to? Bangs him twice against the metal, wipes the shot clean with his face, gotta make sure the place is clean at all times. And he tries to chop her in half, and does no
Oh, nigga,
damage
miss.
with that weak ass punch. Gets to the ground and tries to blind her, pushing her against the grid and skedaddled. and make sure to set
We
up
outta
the timer on the way
here.
out. Elastigirl's limping over to get him, moving IDs, and he slides down the elevator ropes, opens the door, and rocks her shit, turning into a bobblehead. These hands don't discriminate. But she catches up to him, tackles him outside, and when they land, she finds out that the nigga behind the mask is just some random blonde dude. I've got a friend that
Some
looks
random
exactly
man
like
nigga
this.
that got
Must have gave up on
brainwashed. I
trying
know
to
that
bench
nigga
three
back
plates
hurt.
of
That
church
nigga
while
just
left
jumped
behind.
50 feet in the
Police
air
get
and
into the
landed
car
on his
and
back.
slam the door.
Nigga
Don't
gotta
drop
be
the soap.
injured.
Bob, on the other hand, is going through a midlife crisis. He's seen his car get put up for auction, and his kids are this close to making him go get some milk. But he needs help with Jack, so he goes to Auntie Edna. Bob, what you doing here? I'm not talking to you since your wife got her suit from some other fool. Bro, you get uglier by the
Nigga,
minute.
you good?
Just take the baby, please. So he drops the baby off with Edna, and he don't really care what happens to the little nigga. Anyways, Helen's over there at a party, celebrating their victory. But she has a bad feeling about all this. Went over to the computer and started researching. When Evelyn walks in, she explains to her that the whole situation ain't adding up, and starts chatting. Evelyn got tired of all of it and stopped on the goggles, tired of all the talking. Bob goes back to get his kid, and she's like,
She the one that been on the bullshit.
He's understanding what it means to be rich now. Drank some non-alcoholic wine and ate some real Italian cheese. I started speaking a language above my pay grade, and now he's no longer interested in drinking milk from a bottle. But Bob got a super Jack, and there's the device to locate him at all times and got moving. Got home and got a call from Evelyn, telling him to come by ASAP. His wife is in trouble. Bro ain't care about none of that. All he cares about was putting on the suit. Called up Lucius expeditiously. Took the suit and told his wife to make sure the food is ready when he gets back. While Dash is checking out his gains, the doorbell rings and Dash runs to go check it out. Opened the door and was confused.
Oh no, she brainwashed the other heroes
Dr. Duple's
too.
lab is down the street. And it starts.
But the real question is, why would she do
walked
these?
up like, I ain't know y'all were Minecraft YouTubers, but these kids are a bit too old for y'all. Started balling up his fist. We not with this weird shit. Stops him from closing the door, so Dash called up the car. It gonna take a while, but it's on its way. You coming with us? But Lucius is a married man. He don't cheat on weekends, so he had to put his hands up and blast him away, locking the door and telling the kids to run. They break out the ice and make their way inside the house. Frozone brings the kids downstairs, hits one with some ice, and this old man has stomach issues.
Yeah, bro, this nigga is cooking right now.
Getting cornered and got put in a loop. He's getting trolled. Frozone told her to stop with the games and turn around and deal with the owl. Go back to fighting Batman. Violet puts up her force field to deal with some attacks, but
you don't know how bad of a superhero you gotta be to be a bird, nigga. You a fucking big ass bird. Your powers is just you just got feathers and fly.
The car pulled up and parked in the living room. That right there is a crazy find. The police gonna have a field day with this one. Frozone saw that and froze Big Dude's hands to break out and deal with the lightning guy, and is once again worried about the kids. Gets grabbed, tells him to get off, and socks Bro in his face while giving the kids a tutorial 101 of how the car works. And because of that, he gets caught and hypnotized. But the kids make it out. Mr. Incredible walks to a room to help his wife and is getting reminded that he's out of his prime. Getting chairs thrown at him.
Bro, you get
and
dead right now, my nigga.
Gets his
Lock
chin
in.
to the moon. Tell me if you
Press
see Blue
up.
up there, bro. And she kicked him in his beer belly. Flipped over him, and at this point, I'm surprised his neck is still attached. But he grabs her leg, gets hit with a Superman punch, and she hits this man with the bait and choke. That neck is mine. And when she gets the opportunity, she puts the goggles on his face to get mind controlled. The kids decide to go after them, driving into the water and racing after the boat for their parents, and get ejected out of the car onto the boat. Violet finds herself in a 1v1 against Void and tries to make a run for it, but nah. Had it turned invisible, which had Void rolling.
Okay. Pursue.
Yeah. So Void took the fire extinguisher to use it to locate Violet, and that force field ain't gonna stop her. He gonna catch that uppercut, dribbling off the ground and hit her with a trick play. Out here using unheard of moves like Saquon Barkley. Takes out the goggle, but gets stopped and kicked back. I know that hurt. Might be working IDs for the rest of her life. And slammed away. It's incredible. Elastigirl and Frozone make their way to the navigation room, where they toss Bro outside.
Damn, you ain't throw that nigga like that, though.
Steering the boat in the wrong direction, aiming it towards the city. The kids find them and have to protect themselves, but Jack ain't with the nonsense. These expensive ass glasses are above your pay grade. Do not slick. You can't afford these. How you get them? Do them to the ground, and Elastigirl dealt with Frozone and then Mr. Incredible.
Shout out Mom, shout out JJ.
I did my job. These little niggas don't listen. They get attacked by the other supers, but I'm not gonna lie, they dealt with them pretty easily. Broke off all their glasses and freed them. Elastigirl chases after Evelyn, who stole the private jet, picks up a flare gun and shoots her in her back, sending her out the plane. Oh yeah, she's dead. But let's just pretend we don't know that. Elastigirl turns the plane back around and launches herself down. And oh, she's alive. My bad. I was already choosing the song I was gonna play at your funeral. I was thinking about playing one of them old school bangers. And the rest of the team managed to stop the ship from crashing into the city. Shoved her in the back of a police car and shut the door. Go have fun making moonshine for the rest of your life.